Hey everyone, welcome to Let's Play. Let me start that over again. All right. Hey everyone, it's a Let's Play. I'm your host. This Let's Play around. God dang it! Well, let me try one more time. Okay. Welcome to everyone, either to Let's Play or watch Matt suck at hosting a Let's Play. Your choice of the title. I'm your host this time around, Matt Paxton, the multimedia manager at PNM and PureNintendo.com, your source for all things Nintendo. I am joined by three people here. I am joined by J Money Hinton.
Hello.
I'm joined by Trevor Gould.
Glad to be here.
And I am joined by Treefall Games' own Eli.
Hey, how you doing?
Not too bad. Because I beat level 3 on Maze, or level 5, whichever one that was. We'll go back to that later to show the people. And if you take a look around, you'll notice that we're in a maze. And why we're in a maze? Because we're playing a game called Maze.
Matt is being very observant.
And we're going to go ahead and scroll through a few of these mazes here. Well, our reviewer, Trevor, and our developer here, Eli, and of course, J Money, they will talk about the game, a little bit about their experiences about it. Pretty much like every other Let's Play we've done. So,
one of them?
Yep, let's start with Maze 1.
One of them.
So yeah, Eli, maybe for people checking this out who aren't familiar with the game or its history, how development came about.
Well, this game is actually, I thought about this for a while. When I was a young kid, me and my friend, we used to draw mazes for each other all the time. We challenge each other and we draw a maze. I draw a maze on paper when we were younger, and we didn't have video games and stuff. We had to do random stuff for fun, and we couldn't go outside, I guess. So when I was real little, and I've always liked mazes for some reason, I guess. And one day, not that long ago, I guess, whenever 5 or 6 months back, whenever I first started working on it, I was just trying to think of something, the next thing to do. And it just came to me. I was I could make 3D mazes because I used to love making the 2D ones all the time, just drawing them on pencil and paper. So that's how we started the project.
That's actually kind of funny. I did something similar, not when I was really young, but I don't know, it was probably junior high. I'd take pieces of graph paper and I'd fill the entire thing with a maze.
Nice.
Yeah, it was, and I never really gave them to anybody. I just did it just because, I don't know, it sounds kind of strange when I think about it, but...
We know you were making mazes last week, J Money, admit it.
I told my wife I had some work I had to do, and I just drew a maze.
Well, there's some concept art for Maze 2.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So obviously, you were pretty hands-on with the production of this. You were doing a lot of dev videos showing the progress and whatnot. How was that? Because I like it when developers do that. Renegade Kid did that recently with a Zeo Drifter too, and I personally find that fascinating to kind of get insights into the whole development process.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed doing it, and I think it helped out the game a whole lot. I think people are really quick to judge announcement trailers because really, you announce things kind of early. At least I tend to do that. And a lot of people, weren't looking forward to Maze. And so that's why I decided to do the commentary series, basically to show them how the game progresses, instead of just them thinking that a few months went by, or more than a few months, and no, the game's out and it looks exactly the same. So I basically gave weekly updates, or kind of bi-weekly, on what was changing and what levels were being added and new features and stuff like that. and I got a lot of feedback on those videos through comments, like on YouTube and on our Facebook and stuff like that. I even shared them on Miiverse and stuff in the letter community before Maze was up, and a lot of people really, really enjoy them, and I think that's some of the reasons the game is seeing some success.
Yeah, definitely. Critical reception has definitely been a sizable step up from the letter, and I would obviously, I know you can't talk about sales, but anyone who's seen Wara Plaza, of course, when this airs, who knows if it's still there, but the game's been featured there, so I guess that indicates that sales have been pretty healthy.
Sorry, the internet buzzed a little bit. What was the last thing you said?
Oh, I guess having the game featured in the plaza, does that indicate that the sales have been pretty healthy so far?
Well, the plaza has nothing to do with sales, really. That's based on your Miiverse feedback. So basically, all those things on the home screen are like your top frequented Miiverse communities. So that's how they're there. I'm pretty sure, at least. I remember they said something like that when Wii U first came out. I'm pretty sure they're still sticking to that. So it helps a lot being on there sales-wise. I mean, I can't get into it, obviously, but being featured on the home screen, it's like a 2-click process to get to the eShop page, really. If you just tap on the bubble, there's a link that goes right to that eShop page. So that's pretty helpful for someone who's never seen the game before and pops up the Wii U menu. If they're connected to the internet, they'll see it. I think it's like number 12 on the sales charts on the eShop, at least for the North American region. Or I think each country, like Canada and Mexico, also have different charts. So at least for the United States, it's in the top 20. But that's on Wii downloadable software, excluding Virtual Console. It's doing well.
Good. And I would... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I had a question. I don't know, it's a little technical, but inverted controls. Why would you do that?
Well, first, that's how I play, so I leave it as the default. But if you want, in Maze, unlike the letter, there is an options menu, and you can change the inversion and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to.
I've definitely made sure to take care of that. I wanted to hear it from you first.
You might have done it on Maze 5 if you would have switched the controls.
I don't know about that, but
yeah, I had to switch the inversion too. I don't know, it just didn't work for me.
Yeah, a lot of people dislike it a lot. Whenever it's just like I try to go back and like all the old shooters, like GameCube and before, really. And if I'm playing any game like that, like pulling up a retro game, it used to be inverted. So like I guess I just played a lot of those and just got like used to it without like changing those options. So now like anytime a new game comes out and all my friends are playing it, I'm like, we pause every single time we switch controllers because I have to go back and change the inversion to the old way. It annoys them so much, especially if we're playing something like Zombie U, because like you have to like hand the other person the controller. So you have to like switch it every time.
Right.
Yeah. I never had too much of a problem with inverted controls myself. In fact, I've been playing for review the new 3D Classic for Afterburner. And yeah, one of the first things I had to do was make sure it was set up for an inverted control scheme, because that's what I remember from, playing it when I was younger. And it's like, but I like having the option, so people who, like it that way can do it, and those who struggle with it, can switch it.
Yeah, I definitely would have had a much harder time with Maze if that option was not there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to add some more options as well in the first patch or whatever, because basically Miiverse and stuff has accepted the game really well. A lot of people are really enjoying it. Their only criticism is they want sensitivity options, want to be able to turn faster. So I think I'm going to add a couple of those. And
might I suggest a super guide? So when Matt fails level 5 8 or 9 times. It could just take over for him.
The talking sign runs around and does the level for you.
That would just make me angrier. I don't know why you do that.
Have you considered adding like a run speed?
It's a possibility. I thought about it at first, but some of the levels are like, some of the corridors are pretty tight, and then some are large open spaces. So I thought having that there, people might get annoyed because I know, like me in games, if there's an option to do something, I'm always doing it. Like when you're playing Zelda, I roll everywhere. So like, I feel like people will be just running into the walls like continually, and I feel like that's a more frustrating experience instead of just being able to walk to it. So I tried to pick a speed that was in between walking and running.
Now, could you put a roll in here then?
That's so funny you said that. Before we came on for the video, I was playing Minish Cap and I was rolling around.
I'm always just clicking the button as fast as I can because you feel like you're going faster, but you're really not.
And you made a point too about how certain mazes are tight and others are more open. And obviously, this level here, which is the last one of the first world, this is more of a. How would you describe the design on this one?
This one's kind of like the castle courtyard. It's much more open. Like you're not confined to like little corridors or walls, really. I mean, that's because the moat and whatnot. There's like an entire open area before you get into the castle. So, I mean, I just kind of thought about it realistically. There wouldn't be a bunch of tight little walls if you're actually making a castle, I guess. I tried to vary the level sizes, like have some real tight where you're like carefully, like you feel confined and you're carefully turning all the corners. And then some I wanted, to have open spaces so you felt like you were exploring a little bit more. I feel like there's a pretty good mixture in there. I know some people might get a little more annoyed at the tight levels. They're harder to figure out, I think, because everything is so close. It's harder to kind of figure out where you are, in my opinion.
And yet, here I am in this giant level, not finding the last coin. I know it's here somewhere.
This is nothing.
I think you tried.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I think you've actually got them all because there's only 9 outside and then there's 1 inside of the castle. So
no, I got that one inside.
Yeah, he got the one inside. He's just, I don't know, lost.
Now imagine this feeling, Matt. Imagine a level like this, 10 times the size and much tighter, which is the final level. Imagine getting to the finish with 9 coins.
Well,
I have no idea. Basically, it's like the equivalent of running through the entire game trying to find a coin. That's what happened to me on the final level.
Holy crap,
There we go.
All right.
I saw a lot of people posting that on Miiverse that they got to the finish of that final level with 1 missing coin, and they're just like, "Help me!"
All right. Of course, it's the other side.
And we probably won't get to that level on this Let's Play, but
we'll get as far as we can.
Crazy.
It's a big level. Like, that level was so big, like, in my modeling engine when I was making it, because, like, I had to make all those walls and stuff by hand. Like, it's so big that, like, the computer could not show the end of it. Like, it just disappeared. Like, while looking at it on my screen, I had to, like, work at one section at a time and then, like, rotate it because it would disappear.
I remember I was trying to study the little model that hovered above the entrance, and I'm like, all right, this color's here, this color's there.
All right.
Yeah, I made sure that those models spun so you couldn't just like figure out exactly where everything is, but you also don't really know where you're going to start or where all the coins are. So
wait, didn't I just
it
do
doesn't
this
really
one?
give it away.
All
Have
right.
you knocked out all the levels in World 1 here, man?
I don't think so. I think there's still 7 and 6. Hey, look, this is like Mario Kart, isn't it? 64?
But oh yeah, the battle track. You're right. I didn't even notice that.
Lucky Horse. No, that was totally on purpose, right?
Totally.
I wouldn't mind seeing some Battle Track DLC. I know they're doing characters and new race courses, but I wouldn't mind seeing some Battle Tracks.
Oh, they needed to do that. I
Some
mean,
actual stations.
all right, I'm liking the feel of this one so far.
Sweet.
until you fall through one of those holes.
No, as long as there's no small moving platforms, I'm fine. Okay. And I almost fell through that hole. Thanks, J Money.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you're gonna like
There
that
are-
until you start falling through holes.
I got this. I got this. This isn't like level 5.
Yeah, that was a
level
bit easy.
5 was painful. We actually had to keep Eli off until Matt beat it because it was too painful.
Yeah, that's.
At least you won't
For
get
the
that
readers,
level.
or I guess the viewers who don't know, what happened is we spent like a half hour before recording of just trying to beat level 5.
And then Matt did a little happy dance.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I wish we would have captured that. That was quite the little
Well, when you get your own capture technology, you can. And then the whole world could watch me dance.
That could make a perfect, what do you call it? The GIF or GIF or...
Either way,
Yeah.
I think it's GIF, right? I think we can all agree on GIF.
I recorded his happy dance on my phone.
Oh, we should totally make a GIF for that. Put it all over Twitter, Facebook.
I'm going to change my profile picture to that.
That'll be my Twitter avatar.
I could have people retweet so they can get a game. Speaking of which, we didn't say, but Eli was kind enough to share with us an extra Maze code, which...
Yep. Just so I could play it and suck on it for all of you people to see.
Oh, that too, but we have one actually to give away.
I
At a
didn't.
random point during the Let's Play.
Oh, see.
Oh,
I probably should have announced it earlier.
Yeah. Or
Hopefully
told me.
people are still tuned in. If not, you're lost, but...
You're lost. Should have started with that.
Yeah.
Make
I'll
them
give you a
watch.
little teaser, though. The code starts with A0, which isn't really much of a teaser since I think every code starts
yeah,
with
like I think every code starts with that.
Don't you
Just
know
as a
how
disclaimer, Matt's gameplay does not reflect my own experience with Maze.
Listen, I don't know if we've ever talked about this in a Let's Play before, but talking and like commenting and then playing a game is totally different than just playing a game.
That's true. That's
Go
true.
left.
I almost went left.
That's true. And at least Matt's watching the TV because last time we had Eli on, Matt was playing the letter backwards.
That was.
That was a pretty thing.
That was a thing.
The finish is to the right.
No. See, I just came from the right. Nice try, J Money.
And yes, we are still in World 1 for our viewers who are thinking, this is still World 1.
Thanks, J Money. Hey! Or,
There we
thanks,
go.
Trevor.
Nice.
All right. I'm doing a good pace here. What is it? 2 levels in 20 minutes? All right.
That's the good pace.
Pacing.
Matt, you can do better.
Listen.
There we go. This one. You can. That's not good. Changing seasons. And this one,
Yeah.
What was your inspiration for this one, Eli? Because this one reflects, reflects all the seasons.
What we just said, it's the battle level from Mario Kart 64. Let's see. Nothing there.
I really
Which is-
liked making this.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, was it just for the visual diversity, or?
Yeah, sometimes the level design on this one was more about the visuals instead of the actual maze being difficult. I planned out the seasons beforehand, before I started building the walls and whatnot. I usually like to throw, a different theme in there every once in a while, especially if most of World 1 is pretty similar, and then it starts to change up on World 2, the themes of the levels. So I wanted to start to throw up a different feel in some of the earlier levels. And I also like a lot of designers take advantage of like time and seasons in games. I usually really enjoy that, so that's why I went ahead and did that in the beginning. I thought it turned out really cool.
And this actually carries over. I was noticing in the title screen when you boot the game up, sometimes it boots up in winter, sometimes with the rain, and so forth.
Oh yeah, I thought that was a neat touch.
Yeah, it randomizes its stuff every single time. So like even if you go to the title screen and then like switch to multiplayer or options and then back to the title screen, it switches every time. So
All right.
I thought it was a lot of fun that way instead of having just one standard title screen.
That was all of World 1.
Yeah, definitely. No, go ahead.
I said that was all of World 1.
Yay!
So that's my announcement of victory.
Nice.
Recreate the dance. This is a good time to do it.
Nope.
Nobody will see it but us.
Wow, that's a lot of checkers.
Viewers are just watching the footage.
No, sorry, it's a once in a lifetime event.
And
right.
World 2, Eli, I'm curious your mentality going into this one, because World 2 is definitely I think in World 2 almost felt like a World 3 to me in terms of the increase in challenge with the designs and the colors and the tight corridors and things like that.
And that was the challenge increase that I wanted to go for. But then, because I wanted to do the whole illusion stuff, flashing patterns, different colors, weird checkers, the whole thing is basically built out of tiles and checkers and whatnot. And you know, even building the mazes and like knowing where I put everything, it took me quite a bit of time to get through each level. And then I had some people test it and play through levels in World 2 and see how long it took them. And yet it took them 2 or 3 times the amount of time it took me. So I realized I couldn't continually making World 3 much harder. So I decided to mix World 3 up a bit. And after you make it through World 2, because I already knew that World 3 was going to be like each level encases an entirely new theme, and the entire level is built around that strange theme. And none of the levels correlate with another in World 3, like the beginning levels and like the Eye Illusion levels. So some were more platform based or more of a relaxing experience, more about the actual level design and aesthetics of that level. Some of them are difficult, like that metal maze in World 3 is supposed to be pretty hard. That one's pretty big. And you got to do some jumping in that. So that was a little bit of a cool down after World 2. And then the bonus world is, you know, pretty slightly easy based on different games and whatnot.
Yeah.
I ramped the challenge back up with that last level.
Yeah. I kind of liked it because it gave me a chance to kind of breathe a sigh of relief after fighting through some of the World 2 mazes. It's like just kind of run around and appreciate, you know, different design aspects or some of the visuals, things like that.
Yeah.
The bonus world, which has levels based on both Treefall games and a few other indie devs as well. Did you want to maybe share with some of the viewers how those collaborations came about?
Yeah, sure. Why not? It didn't really take very, very long. You know, for the RC Maniacs one, I pretty much just sent him a tweet and I was like, hey man, working on this new game, you want to do kind of partnership pretty much. And after like 2 or 3 tweets, we were, you know, all set to go. He sent me some like reference images, but I pretty much had to, you know, since it's 3D and his block drop was 2D, I pretty much had to, you know, make everything myself by hand. The only thing, like, you know, he sent over his actual theme music. So I have the actual music from his game in there. And then for the Ping 1.5 Plus collaboration, I sent Chris a message on Facebook, and we talked about it for a little while, and I showed him my ideas, and I went through and pretty much built that level as well, and sent him stuff. And he's actually putting Maze themed levels in his game pretty soon. So those are pretty cool. He's actually using our models and stuff from different levels in World 3 to have the ping block bounce off of. And those are pretty cool so far.
Yeah, I saw the couple of the Learning Zone ones, and I think that's cool. And I think Ping is, for me, one of the underappreciated games from last year. It was definitely one of my favorites. I think maybe because the challenge was really steep on that, I think maybe it turned off some people. But
yeah,
I definitely recommend it if anyone hasn't checked that out yet. I think it's got a lot to offer.
Yeah, that's another reason I reached out to him. We're pretty good friends now. Actually, we chat a lot. But I really enjoyed the game, and I thought the music really pulled the experience together on what he was trying to go for with his visuals. But I can understand the frustration. It feels like Maze fogged the entire game.
Oh wait, there it is. Awesome.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, you just got the 10th.
Yeah, now I just gotta go back to the start so I can find the finish. Okay.
How many
Celebrate
indie devs?
it. Oh, go ahead.
How many indie devs did you collaborate with? Just RC Madiax and Chris, or?
He's from gosh, it's hard to say his company name. It's Namo Tintumushi, and he 1.5 plus, and the guy behind his name is Christopher. And actually, in our new video or whatever we teased, we are also working with Petite Games now, the guys who made Toon Tanks.
Nice.
And we're going to put another bonus level in Maze based on that game, and going to work with him and get some Maze-themed levels in his game.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, this one's super
For those
happy.
curious about Toon Tanks, be sure to check out Kaylin's review, where she gave it a good 7 out of 10.
Yeah, you guys gave it a good review. I read that.
Yeah.
I actually bought it, and I played it. I was like, this is kind of fun because it reminded me of Wii Play. So I just tweet and started talking to him. Real nice dude. And I was like, yo, you want to collaborate? And he's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I really like this maze.
Oh,
I do right now, but I guarantee I'm gonna hate it later.
The alternating colors is really awesome.
this maze, I gotta
Thank
be
you.
honest.
Thank you.
I sent Eli a direct message on Twitter. I said, I don't know if I can review this game because this maze is giving me a migraine. That's when I'm like, I might have to pass it off to J Money.
So if I beat this during the Let's Play, does that mean I'm better at games than Trevor?
Well, I will give you some credit. I did see you play World 5, so I can't say you're better at this game, but you may be better at this level.
This maze, man, it's one of my favorites. When I first made it, like, I did the alternating colors thing, and I didn't really think about it being, it's like super difficult because like I wanted it to be hard because like it changes colors, so you can't really get a bearing on where you are. And the maze is really large. But actually I had those flashes going like 3 times as fast as they are right now.
Oh, wow.
They're going in time with the music. And, I just played it and I tested it a ton of times. I was like, this is awesome. I love the feel of this level. I had 2 or 3 people test it for me. And my first tester, literally after 15 minutes, he just got sick and he was like, I can't do it. And like, he got like 6 coins. And I was like, oh man. I was like, what about the level could you not handle? And he's like, there's just too much flashes and I can't find my way out and I'm so confused. It just like mentally drained him. And then I had another guy test it and his opinion was totally different. He was like, after I slowed down these flashes, after the first tester's suggestion, and then the next one played it and was like, man, these should be faster. This level is awesome. So
It sounds like you were
I
testing for
I went with the floor.
I would be interested, like, it'd be interesting to play it with the faster flashes, but I mean, even with like the whip, I really want to go back to play Maze now because I want to play this level.
I give you guys credit. Twice I got 9 coins and had to give up, and I was so disgusted with myself. But thankfully, my wife helped me out, and we will alternate every few coins.
I heard about that. That's really awesome that you guys were able to do it that way. I designed every level basically like I put a few coins that would lead you in like a certain direction, and then that would be the wrong direction to go. So you'd have to stop, and you get lost. Like I purposely like tried to place the coins so they're hard to find and like tucked away.
So Eli is evil. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I got out of that.
Oh man, the last world you totally trolled us because there's like 3 coins right at the start, and you're like, oh wow, this is gonna be easy, and then you're like walking virtual miles and there's nothing in sight. You're like, what in the world?
I really love that last level. I almost did, I had finished the entire game and I had done the ending and everything, and I was like, I just felt like I should add something else, like a big finale ending, because I love the finale type of endings. Like Mario Galaxy, like you beat the whole game and there's like a finale galaxy and you think it's all over, but there's like a giant level incorporating all the themes of the game. So I decided, on like the last day, I just decided to make that level. It took me a few days because it's so big. But I decided to incorporate different themes throughout the entire game. And I just looked at it and it was so big. I was like, they need an awesome challenge just to, blow out the ending of the game. And I was like, I can't put a coin in every section because that would just take so long. So I just put 3 right at the start, try to make it easier. Be like, you can do this. Like a little bit of an encouragement in the start. But it is so big. And not all the sections actually have coins. So you could be wandering in a section for like 10, 15 minutes not finding anything because there's nothing there.
Oh, and I do like the other, I guess it's arcade mode, where it's timed.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. It kind of provides a different sort of challenge versus like just wandering through a maze. You're actually trying to race through and collect coins. So that was a lot of fun too.
Yeah, I actually really like that. Because right as I was finishing it, I got the idea to change, like it originally, like when the time ran out, like the level was over. Mm-hmm. But I changed it to where like, even though time runs out, like if you didn't finish, you still have to walk to the finish, and the coins remain there. So like if you say you're playing on your first try, and you don't get all the coins, you can go and find all the coins to try to figure out the best speed run path without having to like start the level over and be like, all right, where do I think it is this time? So I enjoy playing arcade mode a lot.
Yeah, I definitely like it better that like when the time runs out, you're not like cut off. Like you said, you can kind of scope out where the coins are and stuff like that.
Yeah. I had a question on actually the arcade and multiplayer. But first, I did want to share the maze code that Eli so generously gave to us. So if anyone's watching, get ready. The code is as follows: A 0 7 2 W B 8 R 2 6 Y 1 W 9 CX. And there we have it. If you do redeem the code, do share a comment with us. Let us know what you think of the game. And thanks Eli for letting us have that little perk.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, as far as arcade and multiplayer, because I know you have DLC planned for some of the bonus levels, would the arcade and multiplayer be prone to DLC as well?
Worldwide reveal given to pure Nintendo. Yeah, actually, I haven't really talked about it, but I'm planning on doing a new multiplayer pack and a new arcade pack. And basically, what is going to happen is those new levels that I'm doing, the Toon Tanks, and I also showed off a Pitter Pot theme. Those are going into the bonus level, and they're actually going to be like added into like this campaign of the story. But since they're being added separately, they're not going to be required to be beaten before you could go to the final challenge. So it doesn't like extend the game story or anything like that. They're just going to be kind of like alternate side missions. But basically, when you jump into multiplayer worlds or the arcade world, there's 3 choices, and then there's a sign that tells you how to quit back to the main menu. In a new update, that sign will tell you you can quit to the main menu, or you can press A there, and then it'll take you to an additional multiplayer world, which will have 3 new map packs, multiplayer maps. And arcade will have 3 new arcade map stages as well.
Cool.
Now,
Man, I wasn't paying attention, Matt. Did you beat the?
no, I wanted to show off another world, so viewers aren't just watching me just meander around the same section.
Nice.
I actually like this world. This is one of my favorites in the second world.
Woo!
Oh,
Excuse me. Thank you.
Yeah,
This one's kind of neat too.
Yeah, I enjoyed making this one too, because like you can see where all the coins are, but you have to like change your view angles to see like where the glass walls are, and there's a couple of holes in the floor too. So
I'm
really
paying
enjoyed
attention to those.
So in this one, you can see through the entire maze.
Yep. All the walls are like transparent, and you can see. I mean, it's hard to see the very end of it because there's so much glass in between.
Gotcha.
You can basically see where to go, but you have to like change your view angle to like try to figure out where the walls change, and they're all different colors of glass too.
It's like a painting. All right. We're probably only gonna spend a little bit longer on this level. Then we'll check out the arcade real quick, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Well, I did want to mention too, Eli, because you mentioned a future maze based around Pitter Pot, which is one of your new games being developed, and you recently did in fact, I think it was over the weekend, a video highlighting some of the new projects coming out of Treefall. Did you want to maybe talk about a few of those?
Yeah, I can talk about any of them. Yeah, I think that was like 2 days ago, maybe. It was like on Saturday. We put together that video conference, basically just to show off, announcement trailers of a lot of different games that we're working on, just to give people, a kind of idea of what we're going for. We announced quite a few games. Basically, all of those were new, except for like people already knew about Journey of Special Average Balloon coming to the shop. And we're going to focus on that a little bit pretty soon, video-wise. I have a new video coming this week of a special look at the multiplayer of that game, and some of the new changes. A lot of the levels have been redone. Not redone, but like some of the older artwork has been upgraded, and we're going to show off a little bit of that for that game. And we're also going to be doing video updates, like the Maze commentary for Pitter Pot as well, because that's currently has a funding campaign on Indiegogo. So we're going to be updating that page there. But yeah, we've got a bunch of new stuff we're coming out with this year.
Will the maze based on Pitter Pot, will that release before the Pitter Pot game is done?
Yeah, for sure. I'm probably going to have the Pitter Pot maze, the Toon Tanks maze, and all those new map packs released at the same time, probably within a month or so. Pitter Pot's not super early. We've been working on it for a few months, but it's got quite a ways to go. It's a very large game, world size wise, and everything in that announcement video was all one level. It was all on the same level. So we have a lot more to show and work on that game as well. And that level wasn't done. That was just an early look at it as well. So that game will come out late Q2 if we're lucky. Probably slip closer to the end of the year. And the smaller games are going to release earlier in the year, like the Balloon game. The Elodia visual novel will release earlier. And the new content for our previous games. And I didn't put stuff, there's still updates coming to the letter to make that a little bit better and stuff, but people already knew that was coming, so I didn't include it in the video.
Hey Matt, you beat it.
I did indeed. So let's go check out the arcade world real quick. And we'll be right back with that. Alright guys, we're back. We're about to check out the arcade mode of Maze. I've only got one level here unlocked, or no, there's 3 levels. Yep, there are 3 levels, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at one of them.
With double the coins.
Yep, oh yeah, so this is double the coins, and there's a time limit.
I like, Eli, how you did the skybox here, showing off the different coins, and I think some of the early models you had too for the coins.
No, the coins are the same. Oh yeah. In the sky, there's some of the early coins still. Yeah. But yeah, all the arcade levels are their stages from the actual game, with a different coin placement. And the arcade theme music is different, so I changed the sky and the lighting and the feel of the actual levels, so you felt like you were in a whole different mode for that. So I think the sky is pretty cool too.
Right. So I haven't spent much time on arcade mode. What's the difficulty curve on here? Is it harder than regular mazes, or is it about the same? You just kind of have to get used to different pacing.
It depends on if you've played that maze before. If you already walked your way through it in the game, it might not be as hard. It's a totally different thing because the coins are in a different area and your times. Some of the first 2 stages are easier, and then the 3rd stage ramps up the difficulty a little bit. It's on a much smaller time, and you have to do quite a bit of jumping and doing certain paths if you want to get all of the coins before time runs out.
6 seconds, Matt. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nope. Couldn't even make it back to the finish. But yeah, as you can see, time's up, but I'm still here. So you can explore the level from the finish.
And find out the coin you missed was right next to you or something like that.
Oh, I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, it's horrible when you're like going. When I was testing those levels, that stage 3 is the hardest one, and it was like when I was first like figuring out what time limit I should be adding on that stage, like experimenting what was too hard and too easy. Like it'd be right there, I'd be right about to grab that last coin, and then time was run out, and you run right into it, you don't pick it up, you're like, no.
And we'll just do this arcade, and then that'll be it. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the thank yous. I've got 70 seconds to do that. So I want to thank you all to our viewers for watching yet another Pure Nintendo Let's Play. Please stay tuned for future videos. We will definitely have some up shortly. I want to thank J Money and Trevor for joining me on, and a special thank you to Eli for coming on and talking about your latest game here on the Wii U. And I definitely look forward to what you have in store for the future. Can't think of what else, but I still have 34 seconds left. So, does anybody else have anything to add?
Definitely look forward to what you guys have coming in the future. Maze was, I feel, definitely a step up from the letter, and makes me look forward to what else is coming from Treatment.
Yeah, nice to see plugging away and improving yourself and your projects.
7,
Okay.
5, 4, 3,
Thank you.
2, 1.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.